we're going to be doing a new giveaway.
The D&D Beyond Players Bundle.
In that bundle, we have the Player's Handbook, the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, Xander's Guide to Everything, and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So we're going to have tons of character options.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below on the video so you're entered to win a great giveaway coming from us very soon.
Alright guys, welcome back to Urge. Jameson, Alex here, coming at you again. Today we're talking about the optional class features in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything for the Druid.
Right.
Pretty straightforward and simple, but definitely some interesting thoughts on here. So we'll just get straight into the video, guys. Alex, what do we get?
So,
new optional features.
Druids. You get some more spells, because it's always fun. Spells you normally have access to. Of course, I know Jameson's so happy to see more summoning spells for Druids. Summon Beast, Summon Face, Summon Elemental are all there. But you also get stuff, Protection from Evil and Good, Augury, Aura Vitality, Elemental Weapon, Revivify. Fantastic. Fire Shield, Cone of Cold,
like it,
and Incendiary Cloud as well, giving Druid some more offensive stuff and buff stuff. Druid definitely specializes in crowd control spells and affect the battleground stuff. Like Erupting Earth and Spike Growth, things like that. Grasping Vines. So giving them access to some more AOE damage things. Just kind of helps them be a little bit more well-rounded on the spell side of things.
Yeah, some of my favorite ones on there. Cone of Cold.
Love Cone of Cold.
Fire Shield's pretty cool, too. Mm-hmm. Very rarely. I don't see it very often.
Because I'm thinking, like, Fire Shield, go Fire Elemental. Go start beating up people.
Also, enlarge reduce.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, super large, whatever you want to turn it into.
Yes.
Be fun.
Then at level 2, we have Wild Companion. You gain the ability to summon a spirit that assumes an animal form. As an action, you can expend the use of Wild Shape to cast Find Familiar spell without material components. When you cast a spell in this way, the familiar is Fey instead of Beast, and the familiar appears after a number of hours equal to half your Druid level. I actually think this is pretty cool because unless you're a Moon Druid, we talk about this all the time, or maybe a Spores Druid.
Yep.
Or the new Stars Druid, they're getting better with getting you more options. But if you're not one of those that have a use for your Wild Shape, because eventually your Wild Shape pretty much just becomes pointless.
At least for combat.
For combat, yes.
Yeah, it only becomes like an RP or like scouting thing.
Right, but you don't have to scout yourself in Risk. You can scout your familiar in Risk. So
send your boy.
It lets you use probably what you would use your Wild Shape for in a different way, more interesting way, in my opinion. It just gives you another option. I like the options of using abilities that are especially not used very often.
Right.
So if you have something that's just sitting there and you're never able to use it, it's just not fun. But if you have another option, a way to do it, always for it. And then we have Cantrip Versatility, another one of these stickler things on here. 4th level Druid feature. Whenever you reach a level in the class that grants an ability score improvement feature, you can replace one cantrip you learned with the spellcasting feature with another cantrip from the Druid spell list. It's just being an official way to say when you hit your ability score improvements, you can swap out cantrips.
Yep.
Especially helpful for newer players who maybe aren't as familiar with cantrips, or if someone is even an experienced player, but they're in a campaign setting where some of the cantrip choices they make in the initial session don't end up being used very often. It lets them swap them around without feeling too locked into something that they're never going to use.
This is right.
So, and again, too, something we've mentioned about these optional class features as well is, again, especially with the spells, I think this is a really interesting thing with spells, is it's a first level Druid feature to gain these extra spells, but you can't cast Cone of Cold at level 1. So something we kind of mentioned in the other videos, if you watch them in order, is you can reward your players with these class optional features almost as like a small boon. Yeah. So when they when they're able to cast a 5th level spell, and they go on a quest and they come back and their reward is some wizard teaches them how to cast Cone of Cold or something. So I can kind of tie it.
Could easily see like your Druid having like a little mini adventure for themselves. Like has to break away from the party temporarily to go on this little maybe vision quest isn't the right kind of thing, but like this some kind of a travel thing, and they find this old sage who teaches them how to use the Find Familiar spell, using their Wild Shape kind of thing. There's some really cool ways that you can kind of integrate it into the campaign where it's not just there. Yeah. And to bring them in creatively.
Right. And I think some of it that can be interesting too is if you're already in a campaign and they're already past level 2, you're like, well, they don't have it now. Oh, it's kind of weird to just give it to them. Well, you just give it as a reward for a quest or something that they did, just to pull it into the campaign, to kind of retroactively add it in as a small boon. I think there's lots of cool options and stuff with the optional features and optional class features. Some are more than others. This one's a little bit more on the lesser side where like the ranger pretty much tries to rework some of the class entirely. So,
but I mean, having more choices is never going to be a bad thing, at all. Whether it's more spells or more features, choices are good.
Yeah, definitely. But we'll keep this one short, guys. That's going to wrap up this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Let us know down below what you want to see from us in the future, and any thoughts on these subclass feature or class features, optional, and anything you want to see from us in the future. As always, guys, thanks for watching.